Basically, no matter what kind of eyes you have, this fall, dye your hair red. Everybody dye your hair red, okay? Let's start a trend, okay? Let's start a cult. Just kidding. I'm gonna be the cult leader. No, seriously. Let's start that.
Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Do you guys love my new fall hair color? I did it myself. Okay, obviously this is a wig, all right? I got it on Amazon, it'll be linked down below. I just wanted to try something different for this video because today we are talking about fall hair color. I feel like fall is a perfect time to switch up your hair color. Like, I feel like fall hair color is like a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's like, yeah, there's summer hair color, like there's highlights, but then like there's not really like winter hair color or like spring hair color, right? But fall hair color is a thing. Everybody changes their hair in fall. It's just what you have to do, okay? So for me, like this is like my fantasy color, okay? Like this is what I would do with my hair if I wasn't afraid of the commitment, and yeah, that's basically it. As I always mention, I'm kind of like a commitment phobe when it comes to hair color or changing my hair. That's why I just stay basic, you know, just brown, basic, whatever, it works for me. So this is like my fantasy color. But yes, today we are going to be talking about fall hair color that you should try if you want to switch it up, which I totally suggest. Don't be like me, okay? Switch up your hair. It's hair, it changes, hair evolves, it grows back, you cut it. You know, like just live a little. No matter what your skin color is, your eye color is, whether you are brunette, whether you're blonde, I'm gonna give you kind of tips for choosing your fall hair color. So without further ado, let's get into it now. So I have some pictures here on my laptop that I'm gonna show you, and I just kind of like looked around for different like fall inspired hair colors online, and then I just kind of chose things that like popped out to me, like, oh my gosh, like I want to try this on a client and not on myself. I would want to try this, I would want to try this. And so that's what we're going to discuss. So first things first, I feel like if you already have highlights or if you're already blonde, I feel like this is the perfect time. If you wanted to do something like kind of like out of the box, right? I feel like maybe you should experiment with blush, like a blush color. Not, it's kind of like a rose gold, but I'm thinking in my head, hairdressers out there, if you use Redken Shades EQ, the formula would be 9RB, okay? So the hair color formula would be, that I would want to use, that I would want to experiment this fall on a blonde, would be 9RB. It's like a rose gold kind of color, but I also feel like it's just like, it's almost like a strawberry blonde, but with like an extra dash of strawberry. So like it's not too crazy and out there. Like if you're afraid to experiment with like vivid colors, I think that this would be beautiful. Whether you already have highlights or whether you're a natural blonde, if you're a natural brunette and you're thinking about getting highlights, please experiment with like a blush color or like a rose gold or blush if you want to like step out of the box without going too crazy and getting into like purples and, you know, colors like that. Like for me, like, okay, I've explained this before. Sometimes with hair color, I kind of like taste it in my mouth, and this is like strawberries and champagne to me. Like it's very like, it's like warm and toasty. Like it's a warm, toasty, you know, you're feeling like warm and toasty when you're like toasted by a fireplace. If you haven't been toasted by a fireplace or like by a fire pit, then you're not really living, right? So that's just what it tastes like to me personally. And then like in relation to that, like I feel like if you get that like 9RB and then mix it with a little bit of gold, I feel like, oh my gosh, the flavors are overwhelming. It's like, it gives it more of like a gingery, right? Like a gingery, like a caramelly, like gingery kind of flavor to it. I think that this color is so beautiful on those of you girls who may have lighter eyes, like green eyes, blue eyes, especially if you have like a tan. Oh my gosh. Like it's just like so overwhelming to me sometimes when I think about the combination of colors. So fall is a time for golds, it's time for coppers, it's time for reds, even though it doesn't necessarily have to be like straight out like that, but like what I did to my hair, for instance, but it could just be like hints of that, right? So if you kind of want to step into getting, you know, experimenting with color this fall, but you're afraid of like a major commitment, then if you're a brunette, then get like a medium blonde, like gold highlight, like very, very gold. You guys have to go extra gold, okay? So this hair color that I found is beautiful. I feel like it's like just enough of a change that you would feel like you have like fall hair without like the commitment of doing something like really, really crazy that you are gonna have to maintain, or that you're just gonna not feel like yourself. I feel like this kind of color, like that brunette with blonde like painted highlights or else like foil highlights, I feel like it's just enough change without like a huge commitment, and you're gonna actually like look better. I feel like in my head that's what I picture. I feel like you're gonna like be excited to get up in the morning and like wear your hair and do your hair. It's just like a fall vibe, right? It's the same as like getting like a pumpkin spice latte. You know, like that first day in fall where you get like a pumpkin spice latte, or like my thing is I'm not really a pumpkin spice kind of girl. Like I'll drink it, but I don't like go crazy for a pumpkin spice. My thing is gingerbread latte, okay? Like, oh my gosh. And I'll show you some gingerbread latte hair colors now. This very warm gold will also look really good on my girls out there. I always call them like my Anne Hathaway clients, like who you look like Anne Hathaway. Not exactly like her, but just your colors. Like you're very fair skinned but have dark hair and like dark eyes. But even if you had light eyes, this would look good on you. But like, yeah, like my Anne Hathaway clients, like my brunette fair skinned girls, it'll like make you look like lit from within. And it'll be amazing. Just try it. Okay, so if you are not into the warm colors, but you do want to try something a little bit different this fall, and you like more ashy colors, or even if your natural base is ashy or your base color is more ashy or neutral, then experiment with beige highlights. This is like another kind of like toasty look for me. Like this reminds me of like graham crackers. I'm so weird. No, seriously though, like this reminds me of like graham crackers or like chocolate mousse, kind of like graham crackers and chocolate mousse, like golden, like honey graham crackers and like chocolate mousse. That's what it reminds me of. Like milk chocolate though, milk chocolate mousse. That's what this reminds me of. I think that this hair color will look beautiful if you like are more of an ash kind of girl, or whether you're like cool tone, like cool tone skin. You know, this would look really good if you have warm tone skin too. But yeah, like if you have like cool colored eyes, you know, you're like more of a cool girl, then try this if you want to do something different. Another more toned down version of this, it's the same kind of concept. This looks beautiful. Like, look at this girl's freaking tan. I love her. She just looks so cool. Like, oh my gosh, she looks so freaking cool. Like, this is, again, if you want to try something different, if you have like a brown hair and it's more of like an ashy kind of base, then try something that's like more golden, like beigey, you know? Like not super, super warm gold. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, fall is a time for red hair color. And this red hair color, I have been obsessed with this for a couple of months. I actually did this on one of my friends. My friend, she's like addicted to blonde. She actually ended up going back to blonde because she was just like, I don't feel like myself with red hair, you know? But you know, it's hair, you should experiment. But yeah, I was really excited to do this. I was like, let's do something different this time. We've been blonde for years. Yeah, I just love this hair. It's very like ginger spice, right? It's ginger spice without like being tacky. I feel like, and tell me if you know what I mean. I feel like the combination of blonde highlights and red hair, like there's like a fine line of it being beautiful and then like bordering tacky, depending on like the placement of the highlights, the kind of highlights that you're using. Like there's like that fine line of where it just like, I don't know, that combination to me can look like very tacky in my personal opinion if it is done wrong or if it is done incorrectly. This hair, for instance, I feel like I should put highlights in this. I'm just kidding. I don't even think this is human hair. I think this is plastic, pretty sure. Try copper hair with gold highlights. Copper or red hair. Actually, I feel like it has to be like copper red. It can't be like a cool red, because I feel like that's what makes it tacky. In my head, I figured that out. That's what makes it tacky. If it's like maybe the wrong combination of like burgundy hair and like gold highlights, like no, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. So it has to be like a copper red, right? Or if you happen to be watching this and you are a natural redhead like myself. No, but if you happen to be watching this and you are a natural redhead, paint in some blonde highlights. Like that is like the most beautiful thing that you can do for your hair without changing it. Like if you are a redhead, don't dye your hair brown. Please, for the love of God, do not do that, okay? No, like I won't accept that. That's unacceptable. Don't do it. Paint in some gold highlights. Like I love this hair so like I want to eat it. I want to eat it. Also, I was going to say, if you are a girl and you have brown eyes, I feel like the combination, I feel like I like copper hair more so than red, depending on the situation. If you happen to be watching this and you have brown eyes and you want to experiment, like you want to change your hair color, please dye your hair red or copper. Like I think that is so beautiful. Like I just feel like the ginger hair with brown eyes is just beautiful, whether you're more fair or whether you have a tan or you even have deeper skin or darker skin. I think that it is like so beautiful, like the combination of copper or red hair with brown eyes. Basically, I'm obsessed with copper hair because I just said that it looks good with light eyes too. Speaking of which, let's talk about red hair. This is also another beautiful red. It's like a darker kind of red, right? If you have light eyes, please do this. Basically, no matter what kind of eyes you have this fall, dye your hair red. Everybody dye your hair red, okay? Let's start a trend, okay? Let's start a cult. Just kidding. I'm gonna be the cult leader. No, seriously. Let's start that. Oh my gosh, so I found this hair color on Pinterest. If you're watching this and you're more of a chocolate girl and you want to experiment with your hair color, so do this to your hair. Like, see how her hair is like dark, but then it has highlights in it, but it's like a level like 4, like violet red. Is that a violet red or a violet? I can't really tell, but I think that this is gorgeous. It's like, it's very like iridescent. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't really, like, just like looking at it, you can't necessarily tell. It's kind of like, yeah, like iridescence. Like you have to like tilt it a certain way, or it has to be in the sun in order to like see the color there. I think that that is like so beautiful and like so subtle. I like those kind of things. Like I like a subtle kind of look like that, like a subtle change. Like there's no like huge commitment. I think that this is like so freaking gorgeous. Okay, so also in fall, I feel like fall, everybody goes darker in fall. Like for the most part, people go darker in fall, right? Which I'm not opposed to. Like there's a time and a place. I know like sometimes like just like dark hair can be kind of like blah, like whatever. But seriously, like if you are thinking about going darker, like if your natural hair color is dark and you're kind of like, you have highlights in your hair and you're kind of thinking like, oh, what's my next move? What are we going to do? Where do we go from here? Go dark. Especially like this kind of gives you like a moment to go darker and then like treat your hair and everything all winter. Like be like very like low maintenance. I'm talking about those of you girls out there, myself included, who have naturally dark hair. Like if you're thinking about it, do it. Now's the perfect time. Like there's something about it. Like honestly, like sometimes I think about going back to like really dark hair again because it just, this sounds weird, but I like to call it brown. Okay, so there's like a certain tone of brown. I feel like it's more of like a dark ashy brown where it kind of like makes you look a little bitchy. I know that that's like probably weird to say, but in my head, that's what it's called. It's like very like Sarah Michelle Gellar in Cruel Intentions. It's like that, you know, when she was a brunette. It's very that, but I love that look. Like I love it so much. I probably mentioned this before, but I always like there's certain faces that I like. Like I love a girl who like looks like a pretty resting face. Like I've just always been like I've always gravitated toward that kind of look. You know, some girls like sweet looking girls, and some girls, you know, like you think that kind of girl is pretty. Like I've always thought like the pretty like looking girl was like more beautiful. Like that's just what I gravitate toward. And everybody has their thing. Everybody has like whatever they think is beautiful, right? But yeah, so confessions. Yeah, dye your hair brown. And the thing is, you guys, it has to be right. Like it has to be like it has to be a level 4 or darker. It can't be like a medium brown. It can't be like neither here nor there. In that case, go more chocolate, okay? Like do something like that. But if you want to look like a this fall, dye your hair in a good way. Dye your hair dark brown. It has to be a level 4 or darker, and it has to be ashy. It has to be like a cool to neutral ashy brown. It cannot be warm. It can't be warm. It has to be cold like your heart, okay? That's what brown is. That's what I think. All right, so that is it for this video, my fall hair color trends or hair colors that you should try. Let me know in a comment down below what you think about all this. And also, I encourage you guys to experiment with your hair, okay? Like, even if I said something today that I think is cool or I think that you should try, I think you should try it. But then also, like, be creative. Like, don't let anybody stop you from experimenting with your hair. If you want to color your hair something like totally different than whatever you were born with, then do it. It's hair. Hair changes. It's not like that serious. Like, the commitment is honestly not that serious. If you want to cut your hair, do it, all right? But then also watch my videos for the best advice on what to do. Also, you guys, I wanted to say that if you are like me and you are afraid of commitment when it comes to your hair, whether that's getting a haircut or changing your color, then please, I encourage you to get a wig like me, okay? Get a wig so that way you can see what the color actually looks like on your skin tone, on your eye color. This is not like a top-notch wig, as you can probably tell. Say less. However, I'm able to see what this color looks like on my skin tone, on my eye color, and everything like that. And it kind of gives me an idea of what to look for in like a permanent color if I'm thinking about changing my hair. Because the worst thing ever is, and I've done this myself, where I've idealized this look in my head, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna cut bangs, like, I'm gonna cut really, really short bangs, or like, I'm gonna dye my hair black. Like, I idealize that in my head, and then like, I've tried on a wig of that color, or I've even like colored my actual hair that color, and then I look horrible, and then I need like a color correction, or I need to like grow out some like crazy bangs that I cut into my hair that does not go with my face shape at all. After playing with this wig a little bit, honestly, I feel like, oh my gosh, like, I want to buy more wigs, and like, I want to be a wig person. And I was not like a wig person. I've mentioned this before, but I think I'm becoming one. It's happening. So again, if I am not here, I'm on Instagram at Brittney Gray. Also, join my hair group on Facebook, that is Hair Culture, and let me know what you think about this color on me. Should I just go ahead and like dye my hair this color? The thing is, I feel like if I dye my hair this color, like my real hair this color, I feel like since I'm gonna have to like go lighter, I'm gonna have to cut my hair, and I'll probably have to cut it up to here. Just in my head, like, that's what I think. But let me know, should I? Oh my gosh, I don't know. The commitment, the commitment. All right, well, that is it for this video. I will see you guys down below in the comments, and then you guys will see me in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.